Hello everybody, Yotek Helper here, and in this video I'm gonna show a $550 ish PC build that will be for gaming and probably for video editing a little bit, because it's not the processor is not a Wi-Fi, but I'll also give you some suggestions at the end of the video. So yeah, let's begin the build with the first thing, that is the processor. And the processor that we are using in this build is Intel Core i3-6100. It's a dual core hyper-threaded processor. That means it has 2 cores and 4 threads. I'm using the processor for myself, and if you want to game, for like Counter-Strike Global Offensive, maybe Dota 2, LOL, or even some high-end games like Grand Theft Auto 5 or The Witcher 3 or The Just Cause 3, the processor will handle all the games nicely. So yeah, the processor is the Intel Core i3-6100. But if you are gonna do some video editing or stuff like that, I'm gonna suggest you a processor for that as well in the end of the video. Moving on, we have the graphics card, and in this video I chose the RX 480, but it's not available. It will be available at the end of June. That is pretty close. So if you want a PC build, if you want to do a PC build and cannot wait, you may go for an EVGA GTX 960 4GB edition. Right now it has a mail on rebate. I guess it's $20, so it makes the price of the cards $180, so pretty good deal, I would say. And 4GB of VRAM, I guess it will be sufficient for you to game at high settings at 1080p. So yeah, that is that. For RAM, we are going with the G-Skill 8 gigs of RAM, DDR4 2133 MHz. Only one stick, because the motherboard that we are using only has 2 RAM slots. So yeah, only one RAM stick, 8GB of RAM. I guess it's plenty for now, and in future if you want to upgrade your RAM, I would suggest that buy a single 16 gig stick DDR4. That way you will have 24 gigs of RAM, and yeah, I guess that will work as well. Next up, we have the motherboard. Now we just want a motherboard that can support the Intel Core i3 or the LJ1151 socket. That is what we need. And also Intel's next processor lineup, that is the Kaby Lake processor, will also be on LJ1151. So that Kaby Lake those Kaby Lake processors will also work. So yeah, it is an MSI H110M Pro D motherboard. It has a PCI-E Express 3 3rd gen. It has USB 3.0 headers, and yeah, all in all, it's just a no frills motherboard that will work pretty good. Now, next thing is the power supply, I guess. No, the hard drive. Hard drive is pretty obvious choice. It's the Western Digital 1TB mechanical hard drive. No SSDs in this build, because that will make the cost go up. So yeah, only SSD, one HDD. 1TB is pretty enough, and it's Western Digital, so yeah, it will work pretty fine. Next up, we have the power supply. So I chose to go with the Roseville Arc M50 550 watt power supply. Now I know 550 watt is too much. The build does not need 550 watt, but in future if you want to upgrade the graphics card, maybe the processor, then the power supply will be there, and yeah, you won't have to change the power supply. Next up is the CPU case. There were many cases, but I wanted to go with something that is big and has airflow in it, so I choose to go with Deep Cool Tesseract side window. It is a really big case. I'm using it for myself. It has two fans installed, one for front and one for back. Both are LEDs. It also has a side window. So yeah, that is that. Now the total price with the GTX 960 is around $521.94, and with the RX 480, the price I am assuming that is $215. I know the 480 will be available for $200, but $15 is, you know. So with the RX 480, the price is 556.95 cents. Now, for suggestions, if you have $50 more, or you are planning to build a PC that is $600, I would suggest to go with the i5 6400. Now, we don't want any overclocking because that would increase the cost. So an i5 6400 will be a really good choice, and will also be future proof, so that you can play more games with it. So yeah, I guess this wraps up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and also comment if you think that should have gone with the other product, maybe some suggestions. So thanks for watching, guys. Your Tech Helper out.